There's a point in every lifter's journey where something just stops adding up. You've built muscle, you've hit PRs, you're strong on paper, but your body doesn't feel that way. Every session feels like maintenance instead of progress. You wake up sore in all the wrong places, your hips are tighter than they used to be, even simple things like tying your shoes or getting off the couch start to feel like a chore. That's when it hits you. Strength alone isn't cutting it. That was me for years. I wasn't out of shape, I wasn't lazy, I was just training the wrong way for too long. Force feeding barbell and machine work because that's what we were told made you strong, right? And it's not just me. Most of the first responders I work with hit this same wall. They look fit enough, sure, but under the surface, their body's telling a different story. So in this video, I want to break down the training shift that changed everything for me. The one that took me from feeling like a band-aid to bulletproof again. Now let's start with the truth that nobody talks about. Traditional lifting works, but only up to a point. You get stronger, yes, but in one very specific pattern. Up, down, forward, back. Great for building muscle, but not great for the realities of movement. Because in real world, and especially on the fireground, your body doesn't move in straight lines. You twist, crawl, drag, carry, climb, stabilize, sometimes all at once and always under load. So here's the question. If your training never looks like that in the gym, how do you expect your body to handle it in the real world? That's where everything starts to break down. Joints stop working together, muscles start overcompensating, you build tension instead of coordination. You're strong in isolation, yes, but fragile in reality. That's where I was stuck, and that's where a lot of people end up, looking fit but feeling dysfunctional. The turning point came when I stopped trying to move more weight and started focusing on how I was moving it. Instead of chasing numbers, I started chasing efficiency. That's when I began using tools that demanded more from me and my body. Kettlebells, maces, and other free weights that challenge stability, balance, and coordination. These tools force your body to work together, to build strength through the entire chain, not just in one area like traditional lifting. And that's the piece that most people overlook. Your body isn't a collection of parts, it's one system. When you overload one area and neglect the rest, that system breaks down. But when you train it as a unit, everything starts to click again. That's why these tools are so powerful. You're not just lifting weights, you're guiding it, you're redirecting it, you're controlling the weight. You're learning to generate and absorb force from every direction. And that skill, managing force under movement, that's literally what our job requires in the day-to-day tasks that we perform as firefighters. Once I made this shift, everything changed. The stiffness disappeared, the chronic aches faded, my joints moved freely again. It felt like my body finally remembered what it was built to do. Now, here's what most people don't really understand. As we get older, training has to do a lot more with restoring than it does with just building. Think about a kid. They move freely, with no pain, because they haven't lost access to their native ranges of motion. As adults, injuries, bad habits, and years of training the wrong way change that. A bit of imbalance is normal, asymmetry is normal, but trying to stack serious strength on top of poor movement is a recipe for pain. You might be efficient in the gym, but useless in the real world. That's why training rotation, anti-rotation, and flow work is so valuable. It undoes years of stiffness and disconnection. The hips start talking to the shoulders, the core stabilizes. You're building motion, not just creating more tension. You stop fighting your own body and just move freely. And if you're a firefighter or anyone whose job depends on physical readiness, this is the difference between being strong on paper and capable under pressure. Because it's not just about how much you can lift, it's about how efficiently you can move when it counts. Think forcing a door, throwing a ladder. Now, let's get into why that works. Every time you swing, rotate, or redirect load, you're training something called the kinetic chain. Basically how your body transfers energy from the ground, through your core, and out through your hands. That chain is what makes you so powerful, coordinated, and durable. But in most gym training, the chain gets broken. We brace too hard, we move too little, we isolate instead of integrate. So even if you're strong, your body isn't connected. Your shoulders and chest might be strong, but your ability to create movement through your upper body is extremely weak and limited. It's not that you're necessarily weak, it's that your strength is just trapped in the wrong places and your body can't work together. Rotational and full body training reconnects that chain. It trains you and your nervous system to coordinate again. You stop muscling through movements and start flowing through them again. It's when strength becomes usable. Now I know what you're thinking, so do I ditch barbells completely? No, you don't have to give up what works or those traditional lifts that you're used to. You just have to balance it. You can still squat, press, and deadlift, but mix in movements that challenge coordination, stability, and rotation. Start simple: kettlebell swings, rotational presses, single arm carries, split stance, and unilateral work. Once you've built a foundation, progress into kettlebell flows or mace work. It's not about getting fancy, it's about getting more functional. And over time, that kind of training does far more than fix pain. It changes everything about how your body performs. You recover faster, you feel more athletic, you move better, and the best part, you stop even thinking about pain. You stop chasing numbers and start chasing quality. Because strength isn't something you build once and keep forever, it's something that you reclaim through movement, through awareness, and through practice. That's what this is all about. It's not just building muscle, but building a body that can handle life, a body that feels good. Whether it's dragging hose lines through smoke, carrying equipment, climbing stairs in your gear, or just being able to play with your kids without your back locking up, that's real strength. That's the real win. Not only fit for duty, but fit for life. So if you're training hard but still feel broken, tight, or beat up, it's not because you're doing too much, it's because you're doing too little of what your body actually needs. Start rebuilding how you move, not just how you lift. And if you want help getting started, I've built a free 4-day Firefighter Kettlebell workshop that walks you through exactly how I train using this methodology. It's the same system I've used with my clients to rebuild strength, mobility, and real-world performance. You'll find it in the description below. And if this video hits home, subscribe, because every week I post new videos to help firefighters just like you train for performance, not punishment, and build bodies that actually last.